The episode begins with Cerise Bianca's table, showcasing several important items, including a book holder, 3 jewelry boxes with watches, a time travel device, 2 phones, a map, and Nuru trapped in a magical bubble with his Miraculous. Nuru tries to escape, but he's stuck. Suddenly, Time Stalker appears and deacumatizes herself, revealing her true identity as Cerise Bianca. She reacumatizes into Spectral Looter, a ghost-themed supervillain. Nuru warns her about the consequences of her actions, but she ignores him and vanishes into the ground. Nuru, in despair, says, "This is the end." The opening sequence plays, followed by a scene in the burrow where Bunnix and her 2 future selves, Granny Bunnix and Adult Bunnix, are playing a game. Granny Bunnix wins, and the trio reflects on their accomplishments. But suddenly, they start fading away. Adult Bunnix informs her younger self that it's the end of time. Bunnix, panicking, wishes for a heads-up from her future selves, then glimpses a recap of the series so far. The circular window she's staring at disappears, and she searches for another, but they too vanish. She finally finds a glimpse of a concerned Marinette, realizing that something's wrong. Meanwhile, Bug Noir is en route to London to free Adrien and Kagami and inform them of Gabriel's death. She arrives at the building and blasts Kagami's door open with Cataclysm. Kagami, asking if it is over, is told by Bug Noir, "Yes, over." However, Bug Noir warns her that Adrien cannot know the truth about his father, but Kagami reveals her mother has been Gabriel's accomplice all along. She adds that Gabriel was Monarch, and the truth will eventually come out. After an emotional exchange, Bug Noir and Kagami head to Adrien's room, where the gorilla intercepts Bug Noir's attempt to break down the door, scanning it so it opens automatically. Adrien, shocked by Bug Noir's presence, asks why she's here and not his father. Bug Noir sadly informs Adrien that Gabriel is dead, calling him a hero. Adrien is devastated, but Bug Noir lies, saying that Gabriel and Tomote Tsurugi were held hostage by Monarch and forced to make the alliance rings. She continues, explaining that Gabriel's wish was to exchange his life with Monarch's to save Natalie and Bug Noir. Adrien, overwhelmed by grief, lashes out, blaming Bug Noir for not stopping his father and says he could have saved him if only he hadn't been locked away. Kagami consoles Adrien, and Bug Noir leaves with a heavy heart. Back in Paris, Bug Noir returns to the Agresti mansion and embraces Natalie before using Cataclysm to destroy all evidence of Gabriel's involvement as Monarch. Meanwhile, Ladybug addresses the citizens, explaining that the butterfly Miraculous has been lost, and there's no connection between Gabriel and Monarch. Adrien and Kagami are brought back to Paris. Adrien hugs Natalie while Kagami reunites with her mother. Adrien then embraces Marinette, and she returns home, reflecting on her choices with the Kwamis. They rejoice that they're free, but sadness fills the air when they realize their guardian is not at peace. Later, Marinette receives a call from Alia, writes in her diary, and then goes to bed. However, she soon realizes that all her Miraculous have been stolen by Spectral Looter, who reappears in her room. Before Marinette can fully react, she's pulled into the burrow by Bunnix, who explains that someone has made a wish, an incredibly dangerous one that could alter everything. The burrow's screens begin to fade, indicating a time-altering event. Bunnix explains that time travel is complex, and they need to differentiate Marinette from others by using a life vest. Confused, Marinette realizes her earrings have been taken and that she may be useless. However, Bunnix reassures her, and they prepare to travel back in time to retrieve her Miraculous from her first day as a holder. In the past, Marinette renounces her jewels, causing past Tiki to disappear. After a quick exchange with her parents, current Marinette takes her Miraculous, releasing past Tiki, who is confused but ultimately agrees to help. Marinette transforms into Chronobug, and they investigate, discovering that an akumatized victim snuck into Marinette's room and stole the jewels. Chronobug enters her past self's room but is unable to touch Spectral Looter, who escapes while making a wish. Chronobug realizes that Spectral Looter has figured out her identity, which complicates matters further. Bunnix suggests traveling again, but Chronobug, holding a lucky charm, a calendar, comes up with a new plan. They revisit past events, discovering that during the final battle between Bug Noir and Monarch, the butterfly Miraculous was in a vulnerable state. Chronobug decides to retrieve it but is advised by Bunnix against it, fearing it would alter history and haunt her forever. Instead, they move forward to investigate further. They find a new villain, an evil butterfly Miraculous holder, who has been tracking their every move. Timestalker, as this new villain is known, is attempting to learn Ladybug's identity. Chronobug and Bunnix confront Timestalker multiple times, but each attempt to stop her fails. In one instance, Timestalker sneaks into the mansion during a fight and sees everything, leading Chronobug to realize that Timestalker isn't just an ordinary villain but a future threat. Despite several time travel attempts, Chronobug and Bunnix continue to lose ground, with Timestalker narrowly escaping each time. As time continues to shift, Chronobug grows increasingly frustrated but refuses to give up. Ultimately, Chronobug and Bunnix deduce that Timestalker doesn't have the right information to discover Ladybug's true identity. Using a clever tactic, Chronobug erases any trace of Marinette's identity from Timestalker's knowledge, preventing the villain from using it against her. Back in the present, Timestalker is enraged to find that she has been duped into believing Gabriel was Ladybug, and she lashes out at Nuru, paralyzing him in a fit of rage. Meanwhile, the burrow and the timeline begin to restore themselves to normal, with Bunnix's older selves acknowledging that the new hawk moth will be even more dangerous than the previous one. Ladybug, feeling conflicted, asks Bunnix to stay in the burrow, but Chronobug still wonders whether she made the right choice in protecting Adrien by keeping the truth from him. The Bunnixes offer her advice, explaining that some truths can be too heavy to bear, but owning up to one's choices is what matters most. With the timeline fully restored, the burrow is safe, and Chronobug realizes that the greatest weapon she has is her mind, not her lucky charm. As history shifts back into place, past Marinette returns to her room unaware that the earrings were taken. She's set to pass them along to Alia, who she believes will be a great hero. Meanwhile, present Marinette, reunited with Tiki and Plag, starts reassembling the Miraculous into their original forms, making them more beautiful and adding new features in preparation for the upcoming battle against Hawk Moth. The episode concludes with a bittersweet moment. Cat Noir and Ladybug meet on a rooftop, exchanging congratulations on their mission. Ladybug confides in Cat Noir, asking if it's possible to go too far to protect someone you love, especially when keeping a huge secret feels unbearable. The two embrace, apologizing for the past and promising to face future challenges together. As they gaze out over the city, their bond remains strong. In the post-credits scene, Nuru watches as Cerise Bianca picks up the butterfly Miraculous, putting it on and transforming. Vowing revenge on Ladybug, the special ends, setting up the next season of the series.